Notici del Roma, ultimi notizie a Roma si sfogliano le elezioni. Roman news, big news and elections taking place in Rome.
Good morning and welcome to Ancient Rome. Today is our town hall meeting with all 5 candidates that are vying for the proconsulate of Rome position. Let's welcome our candidates and give them a warm Roman welcome. First up, we have Julius Caesar, back from the dead. Thank you, Caesar. Next up, we have Mark Antony. And next up, we have Calpurnia, Caesar's wife. Next up, we have Marcus Brutus. Building a sword. And last but not least, we have the famous Gaius Cassius. Thank you, panelists, for joining us this morning. All right, each candidate will be asked a series of 3 questions, and they have all 3 of them will have, all questions will be the same. Then each candidate will be asked a mystery question that they must be prepared to answer on the fly without any preparation. Are you ready, candidates? All right, let's begin. We're going to start with our first question. All right, candidates, what are your strengths as a candidate, and what virtues do you possess?
Ascoltiamo dei candidati. Let's hear from the
Let's
candidates.
start with Calpurnia.
Well, one of my most prominent qualities is my strong intuition. Unlike my late husband Caesar, I was not only able to but also perceive the political ramifications that the conspirators' plan would have on Rome. Additionally, I, unlike many of the men sitting next to me, am both loyal and honorable to those who have given me their trust. So, people of Rome, put your faith in me and I will not let you down. And finally, I have political experience. Not only did I advise my husband through some of the most difficult moments in his career, but I also have learned from his mistakes. Now, take Brutus or Cassius. They took the power my late husband generously gave them after the Civil War and used it to murder him. Imagine what they would do if you, citizens of Rome, gave them any power. Well, let's not find out. Vote for Calpurnia and she won't turn on you.
Let's see what the other candidates have to say and see if they can top that. All right, Cassius, what would you like to say about your strengths as a candidate?
Alright, number 1, I am a justice seeker. I have successfully overthrown the tyrant of Rome by arguing against Caesar's growing power and advocating the assassination of Caesar to prevent tyranny and restore liberty to Rome. Number 2, I am persuasive. I expose the truth about Caesar's oppressive rule to the oblivious masses, motivating Brutus to act in the best interest of Rome. 3, I'm determined. I'm dedicated to achieving my objectives, and I have displayed this by actively planning and executing a plot to assassinate Caesar. Driven by his fear of Cassius' ambition and desire to maintain the Roman Republic. 4, I am honorable. I was unafraid to do what was right, removing a tyrant from power, even when my actions carried significant risks.
Organized. All right, Brutus, you are up. What are your strengths as a candidate?
Well, I know a few things for certain in this world, but one thing I'll always be sure of is my honor. Honor is adherence to integrity in the face of all adversity, and this is the foundation of every successful society. Honor differentiates man from the beast, and in every decision I've made, such as challenging Cassius, my own ally, when he bent the law to his gain, I put honor first. Both my dearest friends and even my enemies can bear testimony to this.
Ooh, taking a swing at Cassius. All right, Mark Antony, what do you have to say to the Roman people?
I'm trustworthy and loyal to Rome. You didn't see me conspiring against my best friend and our dear leader. I am also Caesar's late general. I have plenty of military and leading experience necessary to lead our beautiful Rome. I'm Rome's best friend. Vote for Antony.
Thank you, Antony. Great job. All right, and last but not least, Julius Caesar from the dead. What are your strengths as a candidate, or what were your strengths?
Dear Roman people, I beg of you to hear my voice, so that you may be my judge. Consider who's the best suited to lead you. I, who hold the well-being of the people above all else, or Brutus and Cassius, who seek only personal gain from their rule. My strengths as a leader cause the populace to trust me with their lives, because that is who I care about most. Picture a leader who can navigate complexities of government, but who can also prioritize your needs as an individual citizen. I am the leader. My expert military campaigns have made us victorious in the world's eyes and worthy to be feared by our adversaries. Under my leadership, Rome will not only thrive, but will also create a future prosperity under my strength. Choose greatness, choose Caesar, choose Rome.
Great words from Caesar. Let's give him a round of applause. With our second question for the candidates. Candidates, what goals do you have for Rome? Well, we're back here with Calpurnia.
I have 3 simple yet vitally important goals for Rome. First, I want to create an authentic and lasting peace. We Romans have weathered many storms together, but it's time to calm the sea. My rule will mark the end of a corrupted private militia, as well as the use of violence to end disputes. Second, I want to recognize and honor the contributions that the women of this country make daily. I want to give them rights to education, rights to representation, rights to their own property. As a woman who has been blatantly ignored by her husband and 20 other men, I vow to never let a woman, or indeed anyone in Rome, feel as unvalued and unheard as I do. Finally, I aim to stabilize our government and rid it of the corruption that has plagued it for so long. Although our Senate has, for many years, ruled our nation, it has long since been twisted by a hunger for power. It's time to add regulations and balances that will limit the power and divide it equally. Thank you.
Excellent, Calpurnia. All right, Cassius, what goals do you have for Rome?
I have 2 simple goals. I keep it simple. I don't go above what I can actually do. Alright, number 1, elevate the voices of common citizens. I intend to accomplish this by restoring the Senate to its original 90 members and enhancing the importance of each vote and empowering the people. Number 2, dismantle dictatorship. My goal is to eradicate absolute power, a process I have already initiated by deposing tyrant Caesar.
Great goals. I think the Senate does need to be put back to its original membership. All right, Brutus, what goals do you have for Rome?
My goals for Rome are for every citizen to have influence and freedom over their own fate, and for all ambition and evil to be kept out of leadership. I want you, people, to choose who you wish to lead, and for this person to represent the best interest of Rome. I trust the honor and the strength of the people, more than that of any one man, and therefore I believe power should be in your hands. This is the virtue and honor of Rome as a republic. The primary goal I have for Rome is that wisdom and strength lie not in the mind of one man, but in the collective minds of each and every one of you.
Brutus. All right, Antony, what goals do you have for Rome?
I plan to rule Rome as a part of a new triumvirate. I will rule alongside Octavius and Lepidus in order that none of us will have the final word. It will go through all three of us before we come to a final decision. I am also a man of the people, a common man just like you. I will listen to your pleas. Any problems you have, me and the triumvirate will take everything we can to make that problem solved. I'm for the people. Thank you.
All right, excellent, Antony, especially describing the new triumvirate. All right, and last but not least, Caesar, what goals do you have for Rome?
I have many aspirations, bro, that would create a powerful and more united republic. I will fight to create an equal and fair nation where each citizen feels safe and free to prosper. I can mold Rome into a perfect place for those who want to find success and prosperity, if you will trust me to bravely lead you into the future.
Excellent, thank you. All right, give all the candidates a round of applause.
Yum.
Welcome back. We're ready for our third and final round of questions before the mystery questions. All right, for our last question for each candidate, what message do you want to convey to the Roman people? Let's start in the middle this time. Let's start with Cassius.
Ooh, that's me. Alright. I, Cassius, will never yield in the face of injustice, and I will tirelessly fight for what is right, even when confronted with grave consequences.
Thank you, Cassius. Very elegant. All right, let's go to Antony. What is your message to the Roman people?
My message is that Caesar's death was an atrocity that must be reconciled. All I want to do is carry on the generous legacy of a great man. Who could ask for more? As Caesar was a man for the people, so shall I be.
Thank you, Antony. Wow, great statement from Antony. All right, let's do Calpurnia next.
My fellow Romans, together we watched as a great man was stabbed in the back by those he trusted the most. You have witnessed betrayal, deception, and blood. I feel your pain and I know your fears. Yet I do not call for vengeance or more bloodshed. Instead, I call for peace. I do not come to you blind with rage or thirsting for retaliation. Instead, I come with a vision. I see the greatness Rome currently holds, but I also see the potential it has for more. And under my leadership, Rome will enter into an era of healing as we rebuild the nation that is our home.
All right, and definitely Brutus. What are your goals for Rome? Oh, Caesar. I think Caesar. Sorry. Okay, Brutus, go ahead and go first.
To all those listening, I wish they would hear one thing, if nothing else. I deeply, deeply care about my personal honor, and especially of the honor of Rome. I ask you not to act out of rage or passion or fleeting loyalty, but out of a sense of honor and integrity as a man of Rome. Perhaps you vote for me, perhaps not, but I truly care that you put your honor before your fear. This is the greatest virtue man can possess, and the foundation of the strength and the excellence of Rome.
Great final words from Brutus. I'm almost convinced to vote for him. All right, Caesar. Finally, what is your message to Rome?
I promise you that if you vote for Caesar, you will not be disappointed. I will provide for my people, and they will prosper underneath my guidance. I will protect your rights and lead you to a glorious new chapter of our republic, without corruption and tyranny. Brutus cares not for you, but only for his political gain. Cassius has no love for Rome, merely a greed for power. Antony may be a loyal friend, but he is drunk and a playboy. Someone who is most unfit to lead you. Although I love Calpurnia, she is not experienced enough to be your ruler and capable to make the decisions needed. But heart. Caesar is caring, Caesar loves Rome, Caesar is committed and consistent, and Caesar has the experience required. So why settle for less? I hold all that you look for a new leader. Vote Julius Caesar.
Great job, Brutus. All right, we'll be back after a brief break. We are back for our final round of questions. In this round of questions, each candidate will be asked a specific question tailored to his or her expertise or their secrets and scandals. So let's go ahead and ask each candidate their question and see how they respond. All right, we're going to start with Cassius. Cassius, there have been various reports of your indiscretions when it comes to the law, such as refusing to pay Brutus's soldiers, sending fake letters to Brutus to convince him to murder Caesar, and letting bribery slide. If honor is not one of your best qualities, why should Rome trust you to be its leader?
Oh, you see here. About not paying the soldiers. Let's go to that topic just real quick. I initially refused to pay Brutus for the army because I felt that doing so would corrupt our cause. I argued that since we had killed Caesar for justice, we should not contaminate our cause by accepting bribes or being seen as corrupt ourselves. Brutus, in turn, accuses me of being corrupt and taking bribes, even though he is richer than I am and could afford to pay the soldiers just as well. So,
Therefore, we should trust you.
Yeah, you should trust me because I have the best interest for Rome. Get this guy out, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, so Cassius claims that these claims are baseless and that he has honor at his heart and is concerned for the Roman people. Alright, Caesar, you are up next. It is reported that you ignored multiple warnings about your death from your wife and instead allowed yourself to be easily manipulated by flattery. What would you say in response to people who say that you are egotistical and degrade women?
Spit it.
I am loyal to Calpurnia and will always be, and I trusted her, but she did not have the right. It was more of a...
Do you regret that you didn't trust your wife?
Yes. It's my biggest regret.
Alright, how do you plan to convince women to trust you with their vote? Is there anything that you can promise to do for
I promise to value their opinion and to listen to them just as anybody else.
Alright. Woo! Alright, Antony. It has been reported that you forged Caesar's will at the funeral. And you killed an innocent senator, Cicero, who was devoted to the Republic. How will you respond to people who say that you cannot be trusted and took advantage of Caesar's death to gain power?
Well, Caesar's will was given to me by Octavius. Octavius is the 18-year-old son of Caesar, and Octavius, as one of my leaders alongside me, trusted me with that will. And I killed Cicero because it needed to be done. He was disagreeing with everything the triumvirate said, and he was trying to make Rome a place where it's not safe for the people, and I'm for the people, and Cicero had to go.
I think Brutus is a little nervous with your spear right there. Alright, thank you, Antony. Alright, Antony. So he says that he didn't forge the will. Alright, okay, Calpurnia, you're up next. It has been reported, Calpurnia, that you are highly emotional and superstitious, and many in Rome believe that the last thing they need is to be governed with our mother's spirits, quote. If you leave Rome, why should voters trust you, a woman, to be steady and reliable?
Yes, I am emotional. I grieve with my people for the scandals and violence that they have all witnessed. But what does this prove besides the fact that I am merely human, like all of you? Emotion guided me to beg my husband to stay home from the capital on that fateful day, and when it was ignored, the consequences were deadly. Make no mistake, my emotions are well balanced with logic and reason. But if a lack of emotion means a cruel and heartless leader, then I take pride in the fact that my heart allows me to love and protect my people.
Prepared on that one. Alright, last but not least, Brutus. It has been reported that your wife, Portia, committed suicide after you treated her like a slave instead of a noble wife. Why do you feel guilty for stabbing Caesar, but not causing your wife suicide?
This is like sensitive topic. I understand that speculations have been made about the death of my wife, Portia. She was a loyal and courageous woman, and it was better to have her by my side amid turmoil. I am deeply sorry for her death, but my intentions in this secrecy was not to hurt her, but to protect her from danger and worry. And now I must disguise this pain I feel for her, because there are times when personal sacrifice must be made. For the sake of honor of the Republic of Rome, her death I count as one of the greatest losses in the battle against ambition and tyranny, and one I will sincerely make up for in every way I can.
Great speech to end our town hall today. Thank you for being here. Let's give all the candidates a round of applause.